Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be getting to 3 reviews that I have been waiting so long to do, and thanks to Greg, I can finally do them. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ramen Toys 80s Commanders. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Alright, starting off with Max Lightyear here. I do see it's number 10 in the line. That's kind of odd. I think it's because they've released these a few times now, and so they've gotten up to that. So Sea Assault and Hydro Flight System, Naval Commander here. I love this box. I love the box art. You can see everything he comes with nicely displayed in the package. Flipping around here on the side, you can see some of the accessories that he comes with. Actually, all the accessories. Some beautiful artwork here on the side of the box as well. And then on the back, you can, man, this whole box is just laid out. It's pure 80s nostalgia. I love it. Item 80C10, art and design by Gary G. Instagram. There's some other content right there, and then you can see his little bio. So Max Lightyear, if you want to pause and read that, you certainly can, because they can't call this guy Max Ray because they don't actually have the license. All right, taking a closer look at Alex McKenner's box here, you can see everything that comes inside of it. We have this beautiful artwork here on the front. We can see the accessories and how the wings work there on the side, and we can see more beautiful artwork on this side. Again, this artwork is just killing me. It's so good. And then of course the back of the package, oh man, it's just pure 80s goodness. Flight and air assault weapon systems looking good, and this guy looks fantastic. Now turning our attention to Jackson Stone, the Land Commander, remote turret and rocket assault. So we can see some of the stuff in there. The artwork on the front looking good, artwork on the side looking killer, and then turning around here we can see how they have it configured, kind of weird, but then Jackson Stone remote turret rocket assault. You can pause that, read his accessories, read all of his bio, and now let's get them all opened up and take a closer look at everything they come with. Okay, finally turning our attention to the figures themselves. Here is Max Ray. And if you want to know how big this guy is, he is 6 inches tall, and a lot of people are probably asking, well, how do they compare to the figures we had when we were kids? Well, here's mine. Here's Max Ray from when I was a kid, and you can see he stands about 8 inches tall. But you can see this is a great modern update. A little bit of the tech lines on the suit are missing, but not much else. Starting off with his accessories, we do have 2 relaxed palms with the kind of open hands. They are on ball joints, so that's how they're going to connect. No pegs for each hand, which I kind of dig that. Next up, we have 2 gripping hands for him to hold on to stuff, but as of right now, there's nothing for him to grip. Nice little green plates on the back of the hands. Next up, he has some swimming, diving hands, saluting hands, karate chopping underwater hands, whatever you want to call them. And then, of course, on the figure itself, out of the package, he comes with 2 closed fists. Next up, he comes with this scuba tank diving gear backpack, and the reason for all the holes is, if you don't know, the whole conceit for the 80s figure line was that they had these ports all over the figure. The whole idea was that you can pop and swap and kind of mix and match all the gear all over your character any way you wanted to, and you know, you can make your own versions of the figure, and they kept that conceit, that engineering here with the new modern updates. So you can put like the central fin on his backpack right there. You could even put you know, this kind of laser gun on top, put the fin on top of that. You can stack these things however you want. It's your figure. You can configure it any way you want. Configure it. Look at that. That's kind of funny, but I love that backpack. Next up, he has this blaster. Now, this thing was a spring-loaded missile launcher when we were kids. There's no spring-loaded mechanisms here. It just, fits in there very nicely. It's not going to fall out, and it looks perfectly 80s. Next up, we do have this central fin. I do kind of wish he came with two of these, but, they're kind of giving us what the figure had when we were a kid, and he didn't come with two, so you get one. And then I'm going to call this the Stingray laser cannon because it kind of looks like a Stingray if you were to turn it around, but it's got a little port on the bottom. And then next up, he has these two turbines, these little jets that help him propel himself through the water, looking really nice with some rudders and little fins on it. And then we have his beautiful helmet, and I love this thing. It's got this nice little visor. Now, when we were kids, these figures, the visor did not wasn't in there. It was just how does this come apart? It's not squishy. Oh, there we go. It just splits apart. That's really nice. It just splits open. There we have it. Yeah, the figures didn't have visors in their helmets. They were very soft and squishy when we were kids, but that's a nice touch. And man, this guy is looking so boss. Look at that. Look at all the detail on this guy. And there's so much nostalgia here. You can see the double joints in the knees, all the little ports, looking very Iron Man-ish, looking very Tony Stark here. Were it not for the colors. For the articulation, his head can go up that far. It is on a ball joint. It can't really look down that far because of the chin and the armor, but you do get some nice tilt side to side there. These little shoulder pads are on just a little thin piece of plastic, and they're connected to the shoulder, not the arm. So you have to kind of like lift it up and get it out of the way to be able to rotate it all around, but you can. And if you do want to have the arm up over his head, like swimming or flying or whatever, you can certainly do that. That's not a problem. That's not going to hinder it in any way. You can get them to go out side to side and hit that T-pose. No problem. That's looking really cool. And then let's see here. It does have this upper bicep swivel. That's really neat. It goes all the way around if you need it to. And then we have down here we have double jointed elbows. And for the most part, they're all pinless, except for the top part of the inside of the arm. You can see the pin, but you can't see it on the outside or the lower arm. It's kind of weird. Now, there's not going to be any kind of ab crunch because of the engineering of the chest here. It's just going to be a solid split at the waist. He can rotate all the way around 360 degrees. The legs, they do have a drop down, so you can see how far they do drop down. And when they do drop down, they can kick forward all the way that far. They can't really go out to the side. The armor hits. There really should have been a flap right there to allow it to go out to the side, but it can go back a fair amount. And of course, we have double jointed pinless legs, but because of the armor, that's about as far back as we're going to be able to get. It kind of hits right there, but that's okay. I don't need it to go that far back. And then the feet feel like they're on a hinge and okay, so the feet are on a ball joint. That's exactly how they're connected. So no forward facing pin. You get a little bit of movement, but that cuff down on the foot is really going to hinder that. Anyway, so let's check out this helmet and how to put this on. Let's go ahead and let's put the front part on, and then let's get this lined up, put it together. Why is this giving me so much trouble? It's kind of hard to do this from behind the camera. Sorry, guys. What's going on here? Am I not lining it up? Lining it up. There we go. Got one side on, and it clicks in very nicely, and that is really dope, man. He looks really, really good. All right, so let's go ahead and get him kitted out with his gear. Let's pop this backpack on. Let's see, how do we want to do this? I think I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and do that central fin on the back of the backpack, and let's go ahead and get his missile launcher here on this arm. Let's get that plugged in. Come on. Man, I love these figures so much. I'm excited. I'm glad that they're back up for pre-order right now on Ramen Toys website because I think I'm gonna have to get me a set of my own. Let's go ahead and get the propellers on each of the legs because that kind of makes sense. And there you have it. There is Max Ray, all kitted out, or as they call him, Max Lightyear, all kitted out and ready for the ocean. All right, starting off with Ace McCloud's hands. You see that we do get the same kind of like open gesturing hands that we got before. We get two of his gripping hands which it's cool they came with this stuff, but there's nothing for them to grip. And then he has two of his in-flight, flying through the air, or karate chopping hands, as you see fit. He does come with this really nice backpack that has these articulated wings that are in tandem. They work together. And, of course, this upper missile is also removable as well. Next up, he has this like laser cannon system, and the top portion of this comes off and the side cannons come off. So this is 4 accessories in one, which is really nice, and you can mix and match those all over his body as you see fit. He does come with 2 red missiles that can go anywhere, not just the wings of his backpack, but on his arms or chest as well. And then, of course, he does come with 2 of these jet engine turbines. And you may be thinking, are these the same mold as Max Ray? No, it is not. They didn't skimp out there. Give us 2 different molds, which is pretty nice. And, of course, we do have his nice helmet. It's got, like, the breather on the front, different style of goggles. And then I like how there's that circular, like, little like earpiece on the side, which is really nice. You can see how it's completely different from Max Ray's helmet, which is really cool, and I dig it. Now, of course, turning our attention to Ace McCloud here. Sorry, I'm sticking with the old names. He does come with the hands, the fist right out of the package, just a different head, but the body is the same, just painted completely different, just like when we were kids, and it works. So let's get him kitted out with all of his gear and see how this guy is ready to take flight here. Let's get the backpack on. Let's get some of these missiles here on the side. I'm probably going to have to reposition them once I stretch the wings out or expand the wings. Here, let's go ahead and do that. Rotate them there. There we have it. Looking really nice. Digging that. All right, line up now. Come on. Fall in. And then let's go ahead and get the engines on his legs, much like we did Max. I think that makes the most sense. And then, you know, since he'll be flying and, you know, going forward, maybe putting everything on his chest may be the right thing to do, because he'd be, you know, shooting straight ahead of him. And then let's go ahead and get the helmet on. I do like this helmet with that little curved circular piece right there over the ear. It's pretty nice. And there you have it. He's all kitted out and ready to take flight. Let's do some aerial combat. And then kind of his head tilted up, maybe get this arm. Let's move that shoulder pad out of the way and get him into flight, and he looks really good. I'm digging it. All right, turning our attention to Jake Rockwell and his accessories. He does have the same karate chopping saluting hands. He has the same open gripping hands, and then he has the same gripping and accessory style hand. Same sets of hands that we had before, and of course on him in the package, you guessed it, 2 closed fists for punching. I love his backpack. This is so 80s. All the dials and gizmos and rivets and plugs and everything. I just dig it. It looks so aesthetically pleasing. I dig it. He has this nice antenna with this little bit of silver on the spring part. It's nice and soft and pliable. It's not going to, you know, you don't have to worry about it breaking, and it plugs in right there. You could also put this on his shoulder if you wanted to. He comes with this really nice bazooka. It's a little bit of warp to it out of the package. Just got to probably heat that up and cool it down, and it'll be good. This was spring loaded when we were kids. This one, of course, is not spring loaded. We do have this beautiful missile. I love the color for it. I love the color palette of this character a lot. It just plugs in, and you know, you don't have to worry about it coming out, but it's not going to fire. You do have to like pull it out for play, but yeah, it's not gonna fire off. We do have this green cannon. Now this is central, plugs into his chest. You could plug it in anywhere, but that's where it is on the package. He has this dual laser cannon, which is also really nice, very 80s, lots of vents everywhere. That's pretty cool. And then, of course, he does come with this little floodlight, which is really cool. It's on this nice little hinge, so he can angle up or down. It's got this nice little plastic, translucent piece of plastic on the front to make it look like a light. And that's really cool. And then I think he probably comes with my favorite helmet of the 3, not just because I dig the color, but it's got like this kind of dusk breather mask on the front. I love how the color of the helmet is split right there where the helmet splits apart. And then, of course, here is Jake Rockwell himself, looking really nice. Same buck, different head. That's all we got going on here. Let's go ahead and get that helmet on him. I do think this is my favorite helmet out of the group, even though Max Ray is my favorite character and the one that I still have from when I was a kid. I dig this helmet. I'm gonna push it down on there right, but yeah, there it is. Fits on there nicely. Let's go ahead and get the light on here. Get that plugged in. And that's looking pretty cool. I dig it. That way he can see where he's aiming at if it's at night. Let's go ahead and get his backpack plugged in. And then let's give him his rocket launcher. Let's go ahead and plug in that central like chest cannon. And then his dual cannon, we'll put that on his arm as well. And there you have it. He's looking mighty fine. It's like he's ready for battle. I love this guy. I gotta tell you, I am loving this line. These are the good guys of the 80s Commanders. There's some bad guys out. There's extra sets that are available, just like when we were kids, that you can add on to these guys. Extra aerial assault weapons and gear, extra underwater gear, extra tank tread gear, and make him, you know, more of a tank land assault guy. You can add these. They're all in stock over at Ramen Toy. If you just want to hit up their website, give them a Google and you can find it. They're a wonderful toy company out of Singapore. They're making some of the coolest stuff on the planet right now. Even without the license, they're kind of skirting it and doing what they can. And I appreciate Ace and his team because they're making a lot of really, really dope products. They also have all the bad guys to go along with this. They're filling this line out. And these guys have been made available now 2 and 3 times. The price is a little steep. They're about $99 per figure, but I think if you buy 2 or more, you get $20 off. So, you know, buying them as a bundle is definitely the way to go. So head over and check out their products and pick these guys up. And I can't thank you, Greg, enough for sending these my way, shipping them all the way to me so that I could do this review and share it with everybody out there in our audience. Thank you, Greg, for being such a great friend and entrusting me with these figures and letting me open them even before you did. I will try my best to put them back in the package just as they came out. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over on Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.